E3 2016 is just around the corner, and we have new concept art to show for it. It should be noted that this piece is found via the Zelda Wii U Amazon site. That being said, if this came from Nintendo, let's analyze it. At first glance, it's just Link climbing a mountain off in the distance. However, on the bottom left corner you can see a village of sorts, complete with its own watchtower, and what seems to be a wall surrounding the area. We can see other watchtower-looking structures in the distance as well. Then things get interesting. We see this castle-like structure in the distance. Could this be Hyrule Castle? Whatever it is, it seems to be surrounded by pillars that are pointed towards the interior. In fact, the entire structure seems to be enveloped in this dark aura. In the middle of the piece, we see what appears to be a volcano. Presumably, this would be Death Mountain. Also, there appears to be a lot of mountains in the distance. Does this entail that Link will be able to rock climb? On the side of the mountain in which Link is climbing, there seems to be a strange carving. Now, this kind of looks like the Sheikah symbol, but what do you guys think? All in all, this is some pretty good looking concept art. Also, promotional material has surfaced. This is really interesting. This showcases what appears to be a male and female Link. Does this confirm a gender option for the game? What do you guys think? This has me puzzled. Since E3 is just days away, I am getting pretty hyped up. So let's briefly get up to speed with all the trailers of Zelda Wii U so far. The first trailer showcased Eiji Aonuma and how he wanted to develop an unconventional Zelda. The trailer we saw deals with a large overworld, a curious Beamos monster, and a new Link sporting a new outfit. His shield appears to have an eye on it. It may or may not be Sheikah related. What attracted the attention of many is Link's special mechanical arrow. In the gameplay trailer, we saw more of the overworld. This time we saw how massive the world really is. Epona, according to these trailers, appears to have a much bigger role now, operating like the sail in Wind Waker. Additionally, there might be multiple dungeons scattered around the overworld. Plus, enemies appear to have health bars. On a last note, we saw a lot of wildlife. In the Twilight Princess HD trailer, we saw Link again, but this time he is wielding a longsword, along with a book-shaped object with the Sheikah symbol on it. Additionally, the shield design appears to be different this time around. This Sheikah symbol would continue to make an appearance in future pieces of concept art. Perhaps the only certain predictions we can make is that we will get gameplay, a subtitle, and perhaps more information about the relevance of this Sheikah symbol. The Sheikah tribe is an ethnic group found in Zelda lore. They are believed to be the guardians of Princess Zelda and are proficient wielders of magic. However, we haven't really seen much of them in the Zelda series as of yet. Will Zelda Wii U feature the Sheikah tribe in depth? Well, who knows. But there is another point of contention that a lot of Zelda fans are pondering. Should Zelda Wii U have voice acting? There is a big debate on whether or not the game should have it. And this segues over to our discussion actually. Well, we got the guys Conrad from Commonwealth Realm and Joey from Ferris Wheel Productions to talk about it. So what do you guys think about voice acting in Zelda?
Well, the biggest problem I have with voice acting in Zelda is that the Japanese version might be brilliant, but then it comes to the English localization. It's enough that you mess up this on some key characters and it will ruin completely the game experience. And I'm not talking about having a voice for Link, because I don't think anyone wants Link to speak in this game, but I'm talking about more like key characters, such as if the King of Hyrule is present, for instance. Should the Sheikah speak? Should Zelda speak? And if that doesn't meet the expectation of the fan base and the players, that will not help.
Alright, so when I was playing Twilight Princess HD, I was thinking to myself, wow, I think it's time Zelda finally has voice acting. Because there's no reason not to at this point. This is something that reading text over and over and just imagining what it's like in your head, sure, that's cool. It's something a little unique, but that's not going to bring in new people to the franchise. Like it or not, a game with voice acting is more likely to sell than a game without voice acting. And you can get really, really good voice acting. There's a lot of good voice actors out there, famous and not famous, that could really pull off, that could really immerse you in this world of Hyrule. That's playing it safe if you don't include voice acting in there for the entire series.
I see pretty good points with both of you. To just bring things into perspective, I have pulled opinions over on Twitter and Hyrule Amino. On Twitter, out of 122 votes, 57% voted yes for voice acting, while 43% voted no. And over at Hyrule Amino, 13 votes voted to no voice acting, and 8 voted yes. So there are mixed opinions on this topic, perhaps Hylian or just a gibberish like how Fi and Minna communicated. Do you think that would work?
I think the only thing that could really work for this game is either gibberish, just like Midna in Twilight Princess, or a type of Hylian that we have seen, that we saw Zelda sing in Skyward Sword.
To just switch the conversation over to E3, Zelda Wii U has been hit with an information blackout. So what exactly do you think we will see at the event?
They're gonna go all out, balls to the wall, everything Zelda. Like, I don't know if people know this, but that Twilight Princess booth and E3 2005 or 2006, I forget which one it was like Disneyland. It was animatronics everywhere. It was like you're in a jungle and stuff. It was crazy. I see that happening with Zelda. If they don't do that, I don't think it's necessarily going to hurt them that much. I mean, if they have like one specific banner and a bunch of TV stations to play Zelda, that'll be fine.
That kind of reminds me. There is a rumor floating around, I think GameXplain first started this. The rumor states that Zelda Wii U will only have 4 dungeons and hundreds of mini-dungeons. I was having a conversation with Conrad about this a moment ago, and this sounds very Skyrim-like with some Majora's Mask flavor. Do you guys think this is a good thing?
4 main dungeons does not sound good enough for a Zelda game, unless those dungeons are like hours long for some reason, because Zelda's been known for those big huge main dungeons, and there've been like 8 at least in every Zelda game, and even if there are hundreds of mini dungeons, what's the point of them? What's going to happen in them? I mean, I don't see that benefiting the Zelda game too much. Like, if you just give me 9, 10 main dungeons throughout that world, I mean, there's got to be. Then I'll be fine. But I don't know if that rumor is true. 4 main dungeons, hundreds of mini dungeons. Nintendo's gonna have to convince me as to why that's a good idea.
That brings to mind, in the trailers there is a lot of speculation whether or not there'll be a degree of customization, like wearing different pieces of armor for Link. Do you think this will play a big part? Also, within the rumor, the theme of the game is fantasy versus technology. How do you think this will play a part in the game?
For one, I can just say that I'm sick of rumors this close up to E3. I just want to see what comes on Tuesday. I know that Nintendo will have a little appearance on the official YouTube live stream on Monday. Maybe they will tease us something, give us some hints as to what we will see, or at least get the commentary on this game. But I think at this point we should just wait until Tuesday, until we actually get the information about what this game is really about.
I'm with Conrad on this one. I'm sick. I am sick of these rumors, because in the end, this game's gonna be overhyped to hell. Like, Zeltic made a good video about it. He said, "Are we hyping Zelda U too much?" And I'm saying yes and no. That would be the fault of Nintendo for not telling us anything these past 2 years. 2 years of no title, no story. It's just ridiculous. Like, dude, that's not how you sell your game. That's just so bad. But that's just my thought on that. And to answer your rumor, the rumor, of course, being that the story is like, what was it called? Something versus technology. I guess that could make for an interesting story. Like, I don't know how exactly it would work, but we'll see what that is. Like I said, it's just a rumor. There's been thousands of those for the past 2 years because Nintendo doesn't want to tell us jack about this game until Tuesday. And I cannot wait until Tuesday, because that'll be a magical day for all of us when we'll find out what exactly this game is, how big is crafting, will there be voice acting, those kind of things. Will Link have a gender option or something? I don't know. But man, I just want my Zelda U answers, and I want them now, or on Tuesday or Monday, whatever.
Wow. So this brings to the end of this. Do you have any hopes and aspirations on what you would like to see in Zelda U?
Show me Castle Town and then I will be satisfied. I just need to see on what level of complexity the NPCs are maybe give us a taste of some side quests in the game, since they will play an important emphasis in such a vast and open world as this game is.
Alright, as for me, I want to know the timeline placement of this game, because that could say a whole lot about what we're dealing with. And I will freak out if I hear voice acting. If I hear somebody speak, I'm just gonna be like, oh god, yes, they're taking the risk. Risk taking is good for the industry, guys. We gotta remember this. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think. And I wouldn't mind at all if they don't show us the green tunic. I still haven't cared about that yet, and I still think that that's going to be a thing where you get halfway through the game and Link gets it. It'll make it a more special moment, that kind of thing. And I'm excited to play it come Tuesday. It's going to be great.
Well, that wraps it up. I guess my biggest hope for Zelda Wii U/NX is that it reinvigorates new interest, that people who have never played a Zelda game will try it out and become fans to the series. Special thanks goes to Conrad and Joey for joining in on this video. Well guys, E3 2016 is almost upon us and I cannot wait. Also, I will be live streaming the event and giving my own reactions. I will begin 1 hour before the event begins, that is 8 AM Pacific Standard or 11 AM Eastern Standard on June 14th. Hope you can join in and share the hype together. Well, I'm glad to be heading out now. Hope you all the best and happy E3.